So I'm a Liberal because I feel very strongly about protecting and preserving our individual liberties. I think, I've been a recent member. I joined just over 2 years ago. And for me, traditionally, I always wanted to pursue a career in the law. And, I did that, and I've had a great career to date. I've practiced criminal law for the past 21 years, and I was appointed Crown Prosecutor in 2015. So for me, the opportunity then arose that I could join the party after I resigned from that office. But my whole life, I have really, embodied and lived those values. I'm a Liberal at heart because I feel very strongly about protecting our individual liberties, our freedoms of speech, expression, thought. I'm a firm believer in small government. I believe that government should just, get out of our way, so to speak. And obviously, free enterprise and free market, very aspirational. So from my perspective, that's, I've been like that my whole life. So it just made complete sense for me to then, when considering about entering the political world, that of course, that's where I belong. It's my home. So I'm really pleased to be flying our Liberal flag. I'm really, really pleased that I have this opportunity now to make a run here in Dunkley and to bring Dunkley home. So I can't stress enough how Liberal I am and how firmly I believe in our Liberal values and how I'll fight for them, throughout my career. So for me, when I was younger, I've always had a very strong sense of standing up for others and for serving, the community and helping other people. For as long as I can remember, that's what I've wanted to do. And even as a child, I'd be doing that, intervening at school if someone was being bullied. I ran for school council, was always just that way inclined and minded. So for me, I always thought, okay, I'm going to get into the law because I can be of service there. And I knew I wanted to grow up and become a prosecutor and, in fact, a Crown prosecutor. So I went to the bar very early. I was only 23 when I signed the bar roll in Victoria because I knew I wanted to advocate for others, that I wanted to be their voice. And I've loved my work in the law. It's just been so rewarding. I love being of service in that way. And particularly as a Crown prosecutor, I really enjoyed that role because it gives you the opportunity not only to, advocate and analyse the law and make submissions to the court and the judge, but to be able to build that rapport with a jury and really cut through, and connect with them to be able to convince them, in terms of persuading them and arguing your case. And that's really important because at the end of the day, I'm standing up on behalf of the state, but also that complainant that's bringing, that complaint to the court. And I always keep that firmly in mind that that person's brave enough to get up and give evidence. I've got to give my very best, to be able to present the case. So from that perspective, loved my work to date. And I've been an advocate for many years for women. I worked for a long time for the Women's Legal Service here in Victoria, often on a pro bono basis. So a big advocate for, looking after victims going through that process as well. So yes, very rewarding, but I've coming back to that, I suppose that position of wanting to be of service, I felt, how can I be of service in a broader way? And the last couple of years, I've really kind of just been keeping my eye on politics and seeing how things have been playing out. And I thought to myself, what, now's the time. I'm 44, I've had this great career to date. I've got a bunch of skills that I can bring into this arena that'll be really helpful in terms of serving the community. And that's why now I'm entering politics, because I just feel I've got that to give back to our community, to advocate and to really deliver for our community, because that's all I want at the end of the day. I'm here as a representative of us, of our community, and I will fight for that. And I'll always remember that for as long as I'm able to, if I have a long career in politics, and that's my goal, yeah. So, I absolutely love Dunkley. I live here in the electorate. You can see behind me here my media wall, and it has all of the suburbs that are within Dunkley. And you know what? It's a jewel. It really is. We have so much to offer. If people, if they're not aware of what we have down here, we're blessed. We are completely blessed with a beautiful bay. We've got beautiful bushland, shops, and real diversity, so you can go out there and kayak and fish on the bay, but then we've got this beautiful bushland and creeks around where you can go, trekking and kayaking. We've got a great gallery, McClelland Sculpture Park and Gallery. So we're blessed, and we've got good cafes, art, culture, so many things. But the most about Dunkley is the community. Like, the people that here are amazing. They're so supportive. They love their community, and it's a great place to be. So we've been in lockdown here, the last couple of months, and I have to say though, the spirits have been quite high. Like, if you're out doing your exercise, people, I mean, gosh, we were all suffering. We have suffered so much, but it's just kept me going, seeing people and, connecting in that way on the street, and just little things around town, like signs of encouragement, kids drawing on the footpath, don't give up, and hope, and all those kind of messages. And I just think we just live in such a special place. So I'm very grateful that I live here, and that's why I love Dunkley. And Melbourne and Victoria, more broadly speaking, we love sport, we love our restaurants, we love our cafes. We are just such an energized bunch. And I love that about Victorians. We're bloody tough. We are tough. And in saying that, we've been through the ringer, and we are coming out of it now. But I'm really pleased that I'm part of this special place and this special part of Australia. Yeah. And then I get the opportunity to, represent us here in Dunkley. I've always been inspired by politics generally, because I feel that, that is the foundation. That is where we get the opportunity to debate and create, our laws, our legislation. So it's the opportunity to make a real difference. So for anyone that's out there, anyone thinking about what they want to do in life, a political career is an amazing opportunity to contribute to your community and to be able to shape our future. And for me, that's why I'm here, because I feel very strongly about protecting our future for our children and our grandchildren. But in terms of inspiration, to be honest, I love John Howard. I think he was amazing. I think as a Prime Minister and leader, he did an exceptional job. And the one thing that, really strikes me about his leadership, and the one thing that I probably, admire him most for, was his response to the Port Arthur massacre. So at that time, I remember acutely and very vividly remember where I was at the time when I learned about that news. In fact, one of my fellow law students was killed at Port Arthur that day. So he was a mature age student, and he was at the Broad Arrow Cafe. So it affected me on a personal level. But I just remember, John Howard's response at that time to be able to act as quickly as he did in terms of the gun reform was, a pivotal moment in his leadership. And it was the right call to make, even though he had pressure, coming from him from other directions. And I just completely thought, yeah, he made the right call in that moment. And now looking back, he absolutely did. It was the right move to make, and the right decision. So for me, yeah, he is one politician that I admire greatly, and I'm inspired by his leadership. And yeah,